Well, hello and welcome back to the all-exclusive podcast. Yes, episode 3. This one is a little bit different for you, though, for a couple of reasons. But coming up, we're going to be talking all things charity. Last year, I took part in the Jack's Drive to Save Lives initiative for the Norfolk Accident Rescue Service. Well, today we're going to be talking to Steve Maddoms from NARS, all about what NARS does and about a brand new initiative that Potters Resorts will be taking up this year, not just here at Hopton-on-Sea, but also at Five Lakes as well. However, beforehand, I am joined in the studio by this.
Hey man, it's the King of Rock and Roll. I just want to say what I want to say. Do you understand what I said, Jack?
I don't think anybody understood a word you just said at all. Why did you do the double clap there?
I don't know. I thought, you had to clap once. I thought I'd do it twice, baby. But, Jack, when you say it's, can you refer to me as king, baby? That's right, the king. 30 billion records I sold in a year, man.
What are you even on about?
I don't know, man. I've been nervous, Jack, because you're, Jack, you're a god to me, man. I've been a god for a long time.
I'm just going to apologise already. This is when I asked you to just jump in and have a bit of a chat with me. This is not what I meant, James.
It's not James, man. James is a terrible, terrible singer and he's a terrible actor. You're talking to the King of Rock and Roll, man. I just love you. Remember, I love you.
You sound less like Elvis Presley and more like Donald Trump right now.
I'm trying my accent, man. That's what I'm going to say. Is I just want to say for the last time, I just want to see.
What do you want to say?
I can't remember. I feel tired. I've been fatigued. You see, I come back to work after a terrible hamstring injury. You probably heard about it.
We literally talked to you just last week.
Oh, yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, it also affected my memory as well, man. That's right. I just said I'm very tired, very fatigued, and I flew over all the way from Kansas to be here, man. Just go easy on me. Where's my custard creams, man?
Well,
that's all right, mama. That's all right with me. Oh, thank you, baby.
I do apologise to everybody who had to listen to that. I apologise even more if you are watching this on YouTube or on Spotify, because the sight of this is much worse than what it sounds like.
Okay, Jack, you're okay, man. Do you want to ask me any questions? I got to go, man. I got to go and have a cheeseburger, man. Oh, yeah, so I said I like cheese with honey in it.
Thank you, sir. Well, first of all, you said you had records available?
I forgot. Yeah, everyone, I'm going to call it. I got records available right now. Records available at Norwich Police Station, baby. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Get it? It's a joke.
Great.
You'll get it by next podcast.
We're already regretting this. I don't think...
I want to sing a song for you, Jack. I want to sing one song for you. It goes like this. Wise men say only fools rush in, for I can't help sitting with my new best friend. That's you, Jack.
Colleagues. We're just
best
colleagues.
friends. Lovers.
Did you take time, James, colleagues, take time to watch Johnny Mac's episode last week?
I did, man. He's a very nice man. I didn't know if he's like, half leprechaun.
I mean, you would think so, wouldn't you?
I bought him a fishing rod for Christmas. That's all I'm going to say.
You're actually doing some late nights with Johnny in the garden bar. How's that been going?
It's been going really, really bad. Everyone hates us.
Yeah, and you can understand why. I was going to take this opportunity to say
Jack,
to you...
it's James, by the way, off camera. No, it's not recording, is it? It's me.
We know it's you.
It's me.
You
know it's me.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, nobody else would...
Wow.
Act or look quite like that.
Wow.
I was going to say to take this opportunity, if you haven't yet, to subscribe, like the All Exclusive podcast on both YouTube and Spotify and wherever you get your podcasts. But after listening to the last 5 minutes, why would you? Why would you want to? James...
King.
What are you wearing, first of all?
Today I'm wearing one of the Elvis outfits I wore in the 1962 comeback. You can see it's made with beautiful stitching.
It's not an Elvis outfit, though, is it?
Well, no, it's an ABBA outfit, but I couldn't find an Elvis one. That's why I'm wearing the ABBA outfit. Dancing Queen, young and sweet only.
I feel like you're a man who's possessed. Can we talk to James Ahern for a moment?
Hang on, I'll just see if he's there. No, he's not in at the moment. Lights are on. No one's home. I'll send him a message. What do you want to say to him, man?
How's it been? Because he did his first show back after his injury on Monday. First full Potter's City comedy performance. How did that go?
Well, can I tell you, I like the Cabaret Club. I think it's amazing. Top class show. I was very nervous, actually, to be in it. That's right. And it all went great. I was with my best friends, you, Brian. Everyone was there. The fantastic Potter's Theatre Company.
All of your best friends, and you named 2 people that you have to
Yeah,
work
most
with.
people don't like me. But I was in there. I really enjoyed what I did, man. And I think, the guests are very lucky to have a top class show like that. I mean, I'd like to perform something actually that I did in my 1958 comeback when I was in Vegas. Dun, 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 dun. Never know how much I love you.
Oh, we're going back to this again.
Never know how much I care. When I put your arms
we'll
around
fade this off.
me, you get a fever that's so hard to bear. That's for you, Jack. When I sit next to you, I get a fever. I come across all funny inside.
While we're... I knew this was a mistake. I knew
Hey,
this
Jack,
was a
what do you want for
mistake.
Christmas? Let's talk about something different. You know, we're nearly near Christmas.
We are nearly
That
near
reminds
Christmas.
me of the 1930 song I did as well.
No, we're not
Have
gonna-
yourself
Oh, my
a
God.
merry little Christmas. What do you want for Christmas, Jack?
What? Well, obviously, we've already started Christmas
Hmm.
rehearsals. Are you excited for Christmas this year? Or are you going to pull another injury and be off for another 30
To be honest, when there's children involved, it might be the other hamstring, man. But no, I should be fine, fully fit, can't wait to go. I'm actually looking forward to a little special that all the guys and the girls are doing, where we do a little warm-up, bit of a, Markham and Wise show just before the main Fantastic Christmas show. So I'm looking forward to that. We're working on that right now, aren't we, Jack?
We are, but I'm...
You haven't given me anything to do yet, though, Jack. I'm waiting to be cast in your show, man. I just haven't had anything I've been checking the email every day.
Yep, and keep looking. It will be there. I'm not sure if it'll be there this Christmas or when it will.
I'm really tired now. Anyway, I've got to go and have a lay down. Can we hurry up, man? I'm really tired.
Well, I think there is a particular reason why we don't have James in every single episode. There is a lot of that conversation we cannot even use, which is why we love James sometimes, or the King, as he's being referred to. I want to take this opportunity as well just to say a huge thank you to all of those people who have been liking, sharing, subscribing to the All Exclusive podcast on YouTube, which you can now, I hope you're watching this on YouTube. I know some people have been sending in their pictures of them watching on the TV. So why don't you go on to the Potter's Resorts official group page and send pictures of where you are watching the All Exclusive podcast. If it's on your phone, on your TV, on your laptops, wherever you are, how are you watching the All Exclusive podcast? In addition to that as well, I don't know if you know this, but we are now on Instagram and TikTok, where we're going to be sharing different shorts and reels about not just clips from the episodes, but also some other bonus content at some point as well. So have a look on TikTok or Instagram if you're on there, so you can keep in the loop with everything All Exclusive. And maybe we'll use some of the uncut bits from chatting to James a little bit earlier on. It was great to see your response from Johnny's episode last week. As I said, this episode is something a little bit different because it has been 1 year since we handed over the cheque for the Jack's Drive to Save Lives challenge. Now, the aim was £30,000. Thanks to you and all of your support, we ended up handing over a cheque for £55,000, which is absolutely incredible. Yes, I was dressed as a lobster while I did it at the NARS ball literally a year ago, almost to the day. I took part in so many incredible challenges last year. The Malden Mud Race, London to Brighton, cycle, which was 56 miles on a bike, wing walking, which was a terrifying but incredible experience, the race across Europe, where Henry and I had to travel all across Europe. It was all sponsored by Adrian Flux Insurance, and as people donated, that unlocked funds. We managed to get onto a train. We managed to get a lift with one of our listeners, Ross. So a huge thank you to Ross. He gave us a lift to the airport, where we then got on a plane over to Milan, down Milan into Naples. And it was an incredible 30 hours, a race to see as far as we could get. We ended up raising, I think, about £3,000, £4,000, maybe £5,000 just in that 30 hours alone. And as I said, all of that money created a pot of £55,000, which we ended up handing over to the Norfolk Accident Rescue Service for a brand new life-saving first response vehicle. I'm going to be talking to Steve Maddoms now, all about NARS, all about where the money went. So here is my chat with Steve Maddoms. Press play. Steve Maddoms, thank you very much for joining me in the studio. I know you're very busy because this weekend coming up, you've got the NARS ball.
We have.
And I wanted to get you into the studio to have a bit of a chat with you because it has been 1 year since the Jack's Drive to Save Lives challenge. And it was a busy year, let's face it. And you are the man behind a lot of my pain initially within that challenge period as well.
Well, my last visual thought in my head is you as a red lobster, which I can't get out of from our ball last year.
Yes, yeah.
And we've had 12 months go very quick, and we're here again, but no Jack and no lobster. So I'm a little bit disappointed.
I know. I needed a break from crustaceans for the year. First of all, you will do it more justice than I will. Can you tell us a little bit about what NARS is, what it does, and how long it's been going for?
Of course. So we are Norfolk's emergency medical charity, established in 1970, so 55 years this year. We attend around 2,000 jobs a year from our doctors, nurses, critical care paramedics, emergency responders, which is a new scheme that we've just launched last week, and first responders, all responding out there, saving lives in Norfolk.
And they're all volunteers as well. It's all sort of charity-led and volunteer run.
Yes, and 95% voluntary.
Yeah.
We have one paid line, which are advanced paramedics, which have to be at the clinical level they give. That's a paid line from the ambulance service. But we have the most, we like to say we've got brilliant vehicles, and we've got the base. The ambulance service have the skills in the team, so we bring that together to make the advanced paramedics work really well. But yeah, 95% are voluntary. So we have all of our first responders, emergency responders, standard paramedics, and doctors are. So yeah, it's great, and they give all their time up, which is fab.
Yeah. How many team members do you have then?
We have around now we've got around 55.
Yeah.
So about 55, from all sorts of life, from firefighters, police officers, teachers, marketing directors, you name it, small holdings, farmer. We have all sorts of people give their time up to go out saving lives.
And that's incredible as well. I think this is why NARS and Potters lines up so perfectly, because it's that sort of community spirit. I mean, Potters is all about its community, and NARS is all about helping the community and the community coming forward for that sort of thing. I think that's one of the incredible things. I also had the pleasure to come and see the HQ and all of the equipment that you've got there as well. And so that's all charity funded as well. So that
everything from the base to the vehicles to the uniform and equipment we have to raise money for, which is why we're forever in debt of Potters and John Potter, our patron, who agreed to be our patron in 2018 and always backs away from any type of spotlight we put him in to say thank you for his time. But without you guys, we wouldn't have the vehicles we've got out there, and more awareness of who we are, because we are the great unknown. So we couldn't be more thankful to Potters and what you guys do for us.
No, and do you know what? It was quite nice to be telling people about what NARS is, as you said. So you sort of go under the radar a little bit. Last year, when we were doing the challenge, it was so good to get people to rally behind a cause, but also, sort of shout about NARS and all the wonderful work that you do. The challenge essentially was to raise £30,000 before my 30th birthday, and you helped kickstart with one of my first challenges.
I remember that. That was come up for 2 years ago.
It was right at the almost at the start of it. And do you want to talk about this, the trip to Lowestoft College? Because I had no idea.
Yes.
And actually, it was possibly the most scared I'd been for any of those challenges.
You did it pretty well, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yes. So, as I said, 95% of us are voluntary. So, all I do is voluntary for NARS. I have a full-time job. I work in the energy sector, and with the regional energy sector here, I've got some very good relationships. And there's a lovely lady called Rachel Bunn, who actually is a Potters advocate, and she's a fan. So she often goes to Five Lakes. She's been here. She is vice principal at East Coast College, and I knew she had this one of only a few sea survival pools where they do all their training to get the tickets to go out to work offshore. And I thought, what a perfect thing for Jack to get involved with. So we looked at a North Sea survival challenge, and I remember being next to the control unit of the guy and said, make it the worst you possibly can. So I think you faced gale force 9 winds.
Yeah.
And you did really well.
I'm having flashbacks right now. It was hell. It was the wind, the rain, the flashing lights, and you got me to do a series of different challenges, or some involving a life raft
with lights out or some of it.
Yeah. It was hell. It's the only way to describe it in the sort of the freezing cold water. But what even possessed you to think of such a challenge?
Well, I didn't want to do the usual. Let's start with a walk from here to Lowestoft. I thought, well, let's kind of throw you in, literally, excuse the pun, at the deep end.
Yeah, and you did do that. That's for sure.
And then we had to go, what else can we do? And you've done some amazing challenges. And hopefully you had fun. And I'm really looking forward to the Mark Brewer 70 challenges at 70 for 70,000.
I think that would kill him off. I think at the moment we're just trying to keep Mark alive at all costs, and that probably would finish him off. Some of these challenges I had a lot of fun doing. I mean, some of them were hell at the time. The Malden Mud Race in particular was, I have to say, I think, as much as I enjoyed it, was possibly the most difficult one. I thought I was going to die at several points there. And the London to Brighton, I think, was the one I may have enjoyed the most for how tough it was, but how rewarding it was. But again, it was sort of those moments where our Potters guests would, and yourselves at NARS, because you'd share on your socials the things that I was doing. The community coming together and getting behind that was such a great experience.
Yeah, well,
really.
I thought Potters may lose you this year as a wing walker, but they haven't. We actually, I saw some wing walkers with my family this year. And I was like, oh, is it going to be Jack? And it wasn't you.
Yeah, the wing walking especially was, again, one of those another nerve-wracking experience, but incredible when you're up there and sort of in the sky. It was pretty amazing. And
really, the adrenaline that you managed to deal with yourself, but the fact that the Potters community raised all that money was, again, just tremendous, and it does honestly make a difference to us going out there and saving lives. Compared, I've said this quite a few times. Compared with, for example, the Air Ambulance charity, we get around 1% of an annual income. Obviously, they've got a huge cost compared to us, but it's you line up 1p to 100. It's trying to make that p work as much as it can. And that's been a great unknown. I've said it before. If someone's rung 999, they don't care who's coming through their door or to where they are. They just want help. Yeah. It's not always appropriate to us to explain who NARS are and what we're doing. They just see us as the person there to help them. So sometimes we get the opportunity to afterwards, or when the scenes calm down a bit, to explain who we are, and people are absolutely amazed. An example was not long ago, we went to obviously we don't say where or when, but somewhere in Norfolk, we went to a construction site to a member of staff who was working out on the construction site, started to get really sweaty and some chest pains, and he had a heart attack before, and he knew the signs weren't very good for himself. NARS went to him, stabilised him. Ambulance came very quick. He was in the resus bay at a hospital within I think 10 minutes of the first resource arriving, and he's reached out to reach the team who went to him, and things like that. It's great. Yeah. He now knows who NARS are, and he wouldn't have had a clue who we were. That for us, it's making sure people know that we're out there doing this, and we have done for 55 years. So it's quite.
I mean, that is. I mean, it's incredible. I know you can't talk a lot about some of those stories, but going to the NARS ball last year, and yes, I was dressed as a lobster while I was doing it to sort of round off my challenges to hand over the check. But hearing some of those first-hand accounts from people at the ball, particularly, was incredible, because it really, brought it all home. It really makes it all real. Right?
Yeah,
and listening to all of those accounts must be like that for you.
Well,
because you must have to sit back every now and then and just, think about the difference that NARS are making.
Yeah. So for us, it's heartwarming to see the patients when it's appropriate, and at the ball, it was really good to put patients in front of 200 guests sitting there to see real life, from the young lad who broke his thigh bone on his second day of his summer holidays to Jeff, who survived sudden cardiac arrest with Ryan shocking him 19 times, I think, and you saw him on the stage together. It's inspirational. It's priceless, and we say so many often. Some of us met Prince William at Norfolk Joe a couple of years ago, and to say to him, life is priceless. It really doesn't matter who you are, what you've got in the bank. Life is so priceless, and for us to make a difference of the patients, we've got teams out right now. As we sit here, we've got teams out providing care as we're speaking here, and there are voluntary guys going out and ready to save lives.
No, it is incredible, and again, I want to say a huge thank you to all of our Potters community and the listeners of this podcast as well, because the aim was £30,000, and we managed to hand over a cheque a year ago, pretty much to the day, for £55,000, which was absolutely incredible. So once again, a huge thank you to all of our community. That money went towards a new first response vehicle. Is that right?
Yes, it went towards our new Tuareg, which is for our critical care team. It's been tremendous. They've been to hundreds and hundreds of taskings since they went live last year. So as I said, as charity, we go to about 1,600 jobs to 2,000 in the year. That one itself has done around 500 jobs, and it's got the enhanced engine. It's got specialist kit on there, like we showed you before when we brought it to you. But the main thing is it's a reliable, resilient vehicle for our team to use to go to the most serious jobs there are, and they can be sent. They're often sent from our base in Dereham, or if they've cleared a hospital, such as the Norfolk and Norwich, they can be sent over the border as well. It's a borderless as such, so they've been sent to Lowestoft on blue lights. So that run has to, they have to have a vehicle that's robust, resilient, and it's perfect. So without you doing your wind walking, your mud swaying, your jumping in the North Sea survival challenge, we wouldn't have that car available to do them jobs.
Yeah, and we're glad that it's all gone to such great use as well. I mean, it's valuable for that. What would you say is the best way for people to support NARS, other than through some of these challenges and things like that?
Yeah, so follow us on social. We try and put out as much as we can about our teams going on shifts and what we're doing. So we're on all the usuals: Facebook, Instagram. We've come up to the 21st century on TikTok.
TikTok as well.
It's TikTok.
I'm worried to see what you get up to on TikTok.
And LinkedIn. So if you're on any of them, do follow us and see what we do. If anyone can do any type of events for us, if you're based in Norfolk and you can do a cake sale, a birthday. Quite a few people this day and age, if they've got everything they have in life, then for birthdays they ask people to donate to us instead, and that's quite nice. So anything to raise us money, as I've said, and really as we say to a lot of people, it's the voice to understand about NARS, who we are. We can always turn up with a handout. Like, I'll probably try and get £10 out of Jack before the end of the podcast.
Yes, I feel that coming.
And for us, it's just the voice of people knowing who we are, and you've definitely helped with that, with your social audience and also here on Resort. And I always say you should be shouting about it more. I know you're quite you like it. You don't want to look like it's Potter's doing it for all the reasons like we're amazing, but you guys are amazing. You should be shouting about what you're doing.
No, well, thank you very much. I mean, it's it's about getting the name of NARS out there, and hopefully we're going to talk a little bit later on about this new initiative that Potters are pairing with you and with Basics as well.
And I just want to make sure that people who are listening to this and watching this, who come to Potters, and you always feel a little bit sus when Mark Brewer or Jack walks around with a pint glass taking your pounds, they do make a difference, and they do actually come to us. It's not going to Mark Brewer's retirement fund or Jack's, I don't know, super yacht challenge. It is going to amazing charities and groups such as us.
Yeah, and again, it's not just the challenges that I did. It was the on-resort funding through game shows and things like that. Even yesterday, we did a brand new game show of Deal or No Deal, nice. But we ended up raising £150 just with a small group of guests in the garden bar yesterday. So no, it all goes a long way.
Yeah, it does.
This is the
really
point.
Does.
What would you say before we wrap this bit up, and we're going to talk about the new initiative a little bit later on with Nathan, but what would you say is your most proud moment of your time? How long have you been at NARS, first of all? How long have you been a part of that, if it's been 55 years of NARS?
Yeah, I've been responding myself for 10 years this year, and I think it's around, personally, 9,000 jobs, around 700 cardiac arrests from teenage children to as old as you get. So we're always ready to help as and when we're needed. Probably one of the one that sits with me is Archie, and I was actually on shift but not on a job. I'd stopped at a petrol station to get it was the Euros are on, and I stopped to get some crisps and ice cream because it was a hot part of the year. And I walked out of the petrol station and I looked, what is that mum doing as a child? And I thought she was shaking him. And then she looked at me and goes, help, my son's choking. And he's 9 years old. And I look in and he's going blue. And he'd eat the travel sweet that she's always told him not to eat. Yeah. And he had it completely stuck. So I got him out, sat him on the back of my car. She had no idea that I was on call and available. It's like one of them just complete times of fate. Yeah. And I booked an immediate call in myself, called a running call, and got an ambulance on its way immediately to back me up and dislodge the suite. So yeah, he had, that job, because of how it came through and the possibilities of him being very, very unwell, the air ambulance came. So he had a great day, Archie, and that's one of the ones that got quite a bit of press. So you can type in Archie's choking in Wyndham, and you could find the story and see little Archie's face. So that's probably one of them. But all we want to do is give back. None of us are doing this for any other reasons. We just like to give back. And one good thing, we are just part of one big chain of survival of these patients. So what I do can just impact the crew turning up to sustain somebody who may have gone to cardiac arrest, and we've resuscitated. For then the specialist teams such as our critical care team or Basis Essex or the air ambulance to come and give that person the best care possible. We're just all one part of that chain. And I know there's 8 people out there right now who, being in the right place at the right time, of myself getting a shock in with a defibrillator, are still here today. And that's why we do it. Yeah,
it genuinely is saving lives every single day, which is incredible. So thank you very much for taking your time out just to have this conversation.
Thank you.
I thought
Thank
it would
you
be
for
so
inviting
important, me. 1 year on from the challenges, just to come in and hear a little bit, about, the first-hand accounts of where the money's gone, and all of the things that come with that as well.
Yep, and we've got, you mentioned we're 55 years, so we've got our ball. This is going out on Monday, but we just had a ball at the weekend coming up now, and we've got a great night to celebrate as much as we can with people, to thank them as well. And it's a shame you can't be there.
I know, and you won't see me dressed as a lobster this year. Last year it was a lot of fun walking in and everyone being quite confused at why there was just someone dressed as a lobster wandering around, everyone was dressed up in their bow ties and cocktail dresses. And
yes. Well, thank you, Jack.
Thank you very much, Steve. Thank you. Steve Maddoms there, that we were talking to all about NARS, but we have a brand new initiative coming up here across Potters Resorts, not just here at Hopton on Sea, but also at Five Lakes as well, because we're going to be supporting the Norfolk Accident Rescue Service and Basics, the Essex equivalent of NARS. And this is a new initiative called Every Second Counts. Now, we also caught up with Nathan from Potter's Resorts. He is the CEO of the Friends Foundation in memory of Brian Potter, MBE, to tell us all about what the Every Second Counts initiative is. So here is that conversation. Perfect. Okay. So, yeah, that was great.
This is your first time?
Yeah.
First time in the studio as well. Yeah. What do you think? The space has been transformed.
It is quite lovely.
It is. Yeah. It's been quite nice having our own little space and not being in a cupboard like we used to record different bits. Nathan, we thought we'd bring you into the studio as well, along with Steve, to talk about the new charity initiative that we've got going on, which is Every Second Counts. Obviously, it would have been technically 2 years ago now, we did the Jack's Drive to Save Lives. But Every Second Counts is all about the Friends Foundation. Could you tell us a little bit, first of all, what the Friends Foundation is, just for people who might not be aware as much?
So the Potter Friends Foundation is a community interest company. The Potter family set it up in 2014 when Brian sadly passed away, Brian Potter, MBE. Essentially it's our charitable branch, if you like.
Yeah.
Potter Resorts exists as a venue for full inclusive holidays.
Yeah.
And the foundation is there to support charities, charitable projects, and Every Second Counts is kind of the first joined up initiative where the kind of Hoxton team and the Five Legs team have come together for one cause.
Yeah, because over the years, the Friends Foundation has raised money for all sorts of different causes, hasn't it? Not just, NARS particularly, and some of their first response vehicles, but other...
So NARS, I think we bought the first car in 2018, didn't we? And I think John became patron at that point. Prior to that, and since that, we have supported other charities like Big C, which is Norfolk's Norfolk's cancer charity, Break, which is another local charity in the Norfolk area supporting young people. But I think certainly since COVID, I think we've kind of doubled down on the life-saving message.
Yeah.
And
you did only the Brave as well, didn't you? The run.
Yeah, for East Anglian Air Ambulance. So yeah, we've always done those charitable things. Obviously, when guests come here and they do the tombola or they drop £1 in a hat in the lunchtime special and things like that, all that money goes into the foundation fund to then distribute to causes. And I think, as I say, I think probably in more recent years, the life-saving message is so strong.
Yeah.
And I think, charities like NARS and also now Basics Essex, which we'll come on to in a second, they're all voluntary.
Yeah.
They've all got full-time jobs, but they still give up their time to, jump in a car and respond to emergencies. It literally is life-saving.
And it's not something that people know about, is it, really? And it's, again, I know we touched on this earlier, but talking to some of our guests, it's almost like educating them a little bit and just letting them know that these organisations exist, which has been so great to... We're bringing our community together for a particular cause as well, which I think has also been quite powerful, and sort of, building this sort of momentum up for it. And I think that's actually been, quite effective, really.
I think you probably say every year at your annual ball, it's like you don't know we exist until you need us. And I think that's really true. I think the charities, especially when they're small charities like NARS, what tends to happen is they don't know how to raise awareness. So actually, being able to use our in-house marketing team and design team and our entertainment team and things like that to push that awareness is just as key as raising the money itself. And that's why things like the challenges you were doing,
yes,
it raises awareness.
Yeah.
Someone might think, oh, he's jumping out of the plane today, so let's we'll put £10 in or £5 in or whatever it is. But actually, what you're doing when you do those things is raising awareness.
It's honestly, the support from our guests and the wider community was so lovely throughout all of those challenges, and I'm looking forward to seeing what new things to pop up with this new initiative, which is every second counts. Right?
Every second counts, yeah. I mean, the name speaks for itself. I think we probably know what these guys do now. You know, explain that. So, as I say, it's the first kind of joined up initiative we've had with Hopton and Five Lakes, kind of working together for that combined mission, I suppose. So NARS have an equivalent. NARS is part of a wider network in England or the UK called Basics. So there's a branch of Basics in Essex, and they do exactly the same thing as NARS.
Yeah.
So we're kind of introducing them, as well as giving the Five Lakes team, that real strong message to get behind. They've now started hosting tombolas there, and they'll start doing similar things to like the lunchtime special, but in their own unique way. And the money, we're obviously trying to raise £50,000. All of that will be split between the two charities under that umbrella of we're going to save lives.
And for us, I think it's good to put a little bit more meat on the bone about the every second counts, because we touched about NARS, but with actual cardiac arrests, it is so true with every second counts. The chance of surviving an out-of-hospital cardiac arrest in the UK is between 7 and 10%. And the more people who know how to provide CPR, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be a NARS volunteer. You can be any person. As long as you know something, it's better than doing nothing as if someone collapses in front of you.
Yeah.
And places like in Holland, there are 25% chance of survival now.
Yeah.
Because it's absolutely, there's a defibrillator on every corner. It's taught straight away from the time people go to school. And I know they've added it to the curriculum now here in the UK, but everybody can help, and we can do our bits, whether it's our specialist teams or our first responders, if there's something done straight away, because the chance of surviving drops 10% every minute something's not done to a patient who's gone into cardiac arrest.
Yeah, I think that the name of the campaign is
it's perfect, isn't it?
It just sticks.
Yeah.
And obviously before with Jack's Drive for NARS and things like that, where we've got these two charities now that combines those two communities in both Norfolk and Essex. It's just a really strong message. And I think, the volunteers, what wonderful people they are to give up their own time to do it. But you've got the volunteers, haven't you? And I think we've put 3 cars on the road already. Now it's about that life-saving equipment that goes in the cars. So it's the things like the heart monitors, the defibs. Every time you use a defib, you've got the pads that you can't reuse. So it's just, all 3 of those things are kind of vital in being able to provide the service that you do.
Yeah, we have something called a Lucas device, which is an automated chest compression device. After around 2 minutes, we become we think fine, but actually our compressions become less successful in helping a patient. The automatic Lucas device does it automatically, but they're £12,500 each. So the money that's raised here could go towards a new Lucas device for one of our vehicles, or any piece of equipment that we need to help carry on saving lives.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if guests are hearing this and they're on resort, and the important thing is that because we're a community interest company, we're not a charity. We're not paying your salary as a fundraiser or anything. We're not paying a CEO's salary. It's basically the Potters Resorts team that's coming together to support the foundation. So if someone literally drops £1 in a hat, every penny of that pound will go to Every Second Counts. It will literally go to providing that equipment that goes in the back of those cars and saves lives.
And I think that's it. Again, that's what makes what we're doing on resort and with these initiatives so important, because, as you said, all the money goes straight to those charities. What ways can people find out about the different challenges or different initiatives that we're going to be doing to raise money for Every Second Count?
Yeah, so I think there's always that constant fundraising that we do. Like I say, I've mentioned the tombola and the lunchtime specials, but I think equally there is that awareness factor. So if we do a challenge, and there'll be some joint challenges between the two resorts where we'll try and get and the team at Five Lakes involved, and and ideas are, more than welcome.
Boxing
Don't
match.
speak to this man. Do not speak to this man
Let's
about
put Jack. He looks after that face. A boxing match.
Yeah, white collar.
Yeah. Well, let's keep throwing ideas around and see what comes.
So there will be things, and guests can kind of keep up to speed via our blog.
Yeah.
Blogs will get pushed on socials, all the social media channels as well. So we won't be shy about sharing the information, and guests can just read it, or when they come, they can get involved. We'll have a page where people can make a donation digitally if they're not on resort. But at the same time, it's an awareness thing as well. People are here on holiday, so we're never going to be, super pushy about it. But at the same time, we're quite proud of the fact that we're showing who NARS are, we're showing who Basics Essex are, and we're highlighting the work that they do.
I think that's the important bit. It's raising the awareness and the message as well. I think.
Yeah.
No, it's incredible. Thank you so much for joining us. I know just a brief conversation, but I think we wanted to definitely get the message out there, especially it being a year on from the last challenge. People keep asking me what's next, what's coming up now,
and that's the key thing. I think when you think, right, we've delivered this car, and it's amazing.
Yeah,
you think there's a tangible outcome to all of that fundraising, and it's sitting outside Potter's Resorts, and it's going out on how many calls a day? In the last year, you probably responded to.
Yeah, we said the car's on over 500 task force, that one's itself. But what I'm getting from this, Nathan, is there's definitely a hunger and interested to do a challenge within everything.
There definitely is.
You can tell that he's missing them. I don't know how he survived here with no challenges.
But the important thing to remember, the challenges, I think, are just about awareness.
Yeah.
I think when we get those out on social, it's like, oh yes, okay, we know every second counts. Next time I'm going to make a point to.
It gets people talking, doesn't it? Gets people talking. That's important.
But the key thing is, and going back to the point about the car, it doesn't just stop there. No. We don't present a car to NARS and then all of a sudden problem solved.
Yeah.
That equipment is so important to keep replenished, and technology changes, a new equipment like the one you were just talking about, those come to the market, and it's like, actually, if we had that, the chances of survival increases.
And that's the important thing. No, thank you very much, Nathan and Steve, for joining us in the studio today to have a bit of a chat about it. And we look forward to hearing a bit more about, after some of these challenges.
We look forward to hearing what you're going to be doing. Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you. There we go. A huge thank you for watching this episode. I know it's been a little bit different, but on the 1 year anniversary of handing that check over, I thought it was so important to talk about how important the Norfolk Accident Rescue Service is, and of course how Basics is so important as well, and how we are going to be supporting them moving forward. The new aim of £50,000 across both resorts for this life-saving equipment. We cannot thank you all enough for supporting in the last challenge we did, and we look forward. I'm saying we look forward. I'm not looking forward to seeing what challenges are thrown our way very soon. If you've enjoyed this episode, once again, make sure you do follow us on all of the social media, Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, all of the above. We're going to be releasing some more shorts of this episode and previous episodes. Pretty much every day we've been releasing them. So have a little look online for that to keep your all-exclusive content coming. Next week, we will be back to a more regular format with one of our familiar faces from Potter's Resorts. I'm going to let you guess who that will be coming up. We're going to drop a little teaser throughout the week. So have a wonderful week, and we will see you next time on the All Exclusive Podcast. Bye.